Maybe a name play Afari military hospital. Obekaya, Papa is actually done the money by 2014 or shared the media. Nanke ewe ni mu say by now kra den get me awie ama bibia de na akwanso so etendi abaya na abai dada no nyapade a oye no yato agugu na mutim e na eye ba bi eje ma hu say akamu na mati say by excellency the president why ni say abai bia japade obesha ase de ma obai ni bia oman ni bia no o see ekwa ni timi pe ma ra gina go through market yakọ hu in go through market kwa eye abai fofo de kwa yakọ hu how much more eye president na the Afari military hospital. Abia yehia sika pudio kese kakra ti bi asa aba ho ne ti bi be no once and for president ne bese obeba na afia bese akọ ye so pio bi ma.
To achieve for media ne frefre DJ so atiache ana yaba aya Afari hospital kakaraka his asana se John Dramani mama si ye no and yaba hon so atiache anu papa one aya onu anakwara aya Dr. Frank Amoakohene aye no anu ntine mo ye wa no ya baba kan woni abota wuro sa aban baba ye ne kama ntine ye ne na mo so atiache ba jaka kire nu asa NPP agu because ye we ni we first two ya friends Korofro market swami interchange yatimi wiye nyina NPP agu ka che oni asa NPP agu wotimi to abama NPP bi wo abetimi ne jata di agro ya wiye gimane so ati ase
Dumbeka ya honorable manebo my former defense minister when and baby ko na me fa na currency yene ne ba ha ebe hwe japade a wo ha no dwumadi omu omo ye mu adwuma on say we matua air condition ahodo a was omde shene video ahodo from the shene we don't know maye menzo so e was say make sure say once yeah when you say aban ni benya sika e da ba do wura environment we said it to be keeping my friend contractor any engineer say e ho dwuma ana e MC on gina me say be fast honorable kunko say compound no we need to keep it and keep it well. It's a contractor no kran won in sika e bit mabo no amana ye adwuma wo ye na sa keep compound na e be say RCC no ene municipal no ye more supporter e bit mabo one ye keep area no in a very good shape. And hopefully no I'm sure say once we're able to do that and with the commitment of excellency the president now defense ministry should settle we should be able to get the legal support na yet with the aboa aba be facility if you are nduma ahodo aka e wo mansini mu aye adwuma mo bi agya municipal no be konya ko hwehwe de aka no na da for other districts ne other municipals no so said ye be ya ko fi betuma wi all 43 bi ne ho si ampa duma dia president dia hye ensa no ye ne ku ho a ye ko so na ye hwese bi abada na ko me da sipinti ene ye atwuma mponua ne atwuma ngabega municipal said ye adwuma na ye di na ye di no hye ase ne ba ye be he aban ne dwumadi a wodi dada akanwuram fofra ye bese ye ene de ekoso ye bese ye make sure say contractors no a good job atwuma ngabega municipal ye ko be ye encourage new sector new site get fund projects bia em say e papa mills time kwa no mo hye ase I know I can read. And so I'm sure I'm doing money. Said the baby to me now get one administrator now the thing boy and it's maybe a name play Afari military hospital. Obekaya, Papa is actually done the money by 2014 or shared the media. Nanke ewe ni mu say by now kra den get me awie ama bibia de na akwanso so. Etendi abaya na abai dada no nyapade a oye na yato agugu na muntino. Na eye ba bi eje ma hu ni say akangu na mati say by excellency the president why ni say abai bia japade obesha ase de ma obai ni bia oman ni bia no o see ekwa ho ni timi ko yin ma ngina Korofro market yakọ ho no in the Korofro market kwa eye abai fofo de kwa yakọ ho how much more eye president na de eye Afari military hospital eye ade a yehia sika pudio kese kakra timi de asa aba ho ni timi de be wie no once and for all. For president members obeba na afia besa ko ye so pio bi ma ye Dumbeka ya honorable manebo my former defense minister when the baby can never see. Then in the Baha, ever hear a Japadia or hand to make your movie. Omoye Mujuma, on say, oh, my chair, air conditioner, how do I? I was on the session in the how do I would from the session. We don't know my men so. I was saying, make sure say, once when you say, I buy the business car at the room, environment, the said it in the bit of keeping. My friend contractor, any engineers, a year home, and a year MC, on the German, sir, the fast food, a year honorable Kunko. Say, compound, we need to keep it and keep it well. It's a contractor, no crown winning as a car, a bit of my buono. I'm an year Juma warrior, and I said, make it compound now. If I say RCC, no, any a year municipal, no, you are more supporter, a bit of my 1 year keeping area, no, in a very good shape, better than what we see now. And hopefully, no, I'm sure, say, once we're able to do that, and with the commitment of a year, His Excellency the President, now Defense Ministry also settle, we should be able to get the needed support. Now it's with the Abua Ababe facility. If we are in Juma, I would work our Mansin where a Juma will be a municipal. You don't connect with the Academy. And for other districts, other municipals, said the AM, Yabaya community bit maybe all 43 in Sampa. Juma, dear President, Dashi and Sam, Yanikua, Yakosona, Yahese, the Diabet than now.
More in Fiena, in Fiena, more than Damon. Emu say na bi ebetumi aka say eye Afari Military Hospital ebetumi outpatient.
O later mane bo amakora de nanka per commitment ne na no komodia edi ye ba ha no. Nanka ye hwe ni mu say September ya nto betumi ye bibia. Amacha duma ndo na ye ba na ntu say. Enso so eja ye na mepe no ye nti no ndo so meka na kase. Ndi ye hwe ni mu say na me ya dum na president e ma ye akonya na and so you be a free defense ministry over the beyond. On my timeline, you say, as I'm the man to my Japadia to see a young Wahana, a Brano, we and on the song. Me, I'm not minister, my timeline. So, we want to thank you for always being with us. So, for the past 1 month, we've been visiting ongoing, including abandoned government projects and projects that His Excellency the President wants us to pay attention to and be able to restart work on. Here is Afari Military Hospital, and clearly you can see the state of the facility, which we believe so much that should have been completed years ago. The Defense Ministry, through Dr. Amoakohene, made some commitments the last time we visited the place in terms of getting the contractor to be back on site and be able to complete same for us. Unfortunately, I'm sure you know all the story thereof. However, we wrote to the Defense Ministry to be able to get them and get some assurances on our ability to come back to site and see how best to be able to complete. And also, thankfully, the Finance Minister is doubling as the Defense Minister and in charge of the budget and all the national pay and all the things you can think about. So I'm sure that hopefully by next week, we should hear from them so that we'll be able to get a contractor back on site and be able to continue the work. If you look behind me, all installations for AC, among others, have been done. So it means that it's just a little push that we need. I've told the municipal chief executive to keep a close eye here. And I've also spoken to the contractor and the engineers on site so that whatever support they will need at the local level, we can provide for them to keep the place and keep the place well. But what we don't want is the fact that when we resume back, we come back to work, then because the place is abandoned in this state, we may have to spend a lot in repurchasing things that have been fixed already. So I've committed the municipal chief executive to pay a close attention to this facility, because it's a facility that His Excellency the President has it at heart. So hopefully, I'm very sure that we should be able to settle, especially because this facility is from the Defense Ministry. Once we settle, and with this advocacy and a close eye on it, we should be able to get it through. We actually had months as the deadline to complete SIM, but obviously we will not be able to meet the deadline, looking at the prevailing circumstances. But our major concern here is how best we'll be able to keep the place well, with the support of the RCC and the support of the Municipal Assembly, in collaboration with the contractor on site. I've spoken to them, so from tomorrow onwards, they will have a meeting with the local assembly and see the support we can provide for them, pending the final white paper from the Defense Ministry.
Any other questions?
Some 10 roads and 10 projects have actually received, some contractors have received double payments of some projects. Can you tell us what these projects are and who these contractors are?
As we were visiting the MMDAs, you realized I was inspecting some of the routes that we expect the contractors to be back on the routes. Honorable Kwame Abuja is handling those who took double payments, and I'm sure he's been loud and clear about them. So contractors of that nature, definitely, you expect that investigations must conclude before you can either make any additional payments for them or you want to withhold. However, those who did a clean job, they are back on the site. Tepa, when we went there, you realized that there were contractors back on site for the town routes. When we went to Echimang Obieja, Tepa is Ahafwano North Municipal. When we went to Echimang Obieja North, equally you realize that there was a contractor on site who was working 24 hours, making sure that the work is done. These contractors are loyal and, truthful to the state, for which reason the roads minister has paid them and they are back on site. We are hoping that all other contractors will come out clean of the process and be able to attend to the road needs of the Ashanti region and for that matter the nation.
Now, most of our traffic light situation in the city currently are not functioning. Our street lights as well. What is really happening?
If you had been current, you would actually start with a commendation, because the traffic light situation as we met them has significantly improved. When we took over, almost all the traffic lights within the city centers were not working. I.e. Atonsu Road, KMA and all the Buadi, Tech traffic. So we met them in that state. It's not as though we came in and then we watched on for them to be destroyed. So that is just the first case to make. The second is that we have been voted into power. So definitely we are expected to take action. And that action has been taken. KMA light, traffic light is back on and it's working. My anchor at the Asukwa is back and working. Atonsu High School Junction is back and working. On the highway, Accra Kumasi Highway, Buadi Junction last week was fixed. They are working on the KNUST police station. They are working on it as we speak now. Poku Transport, they are also working on it as we speak now. So I think that we should put the whole work in perspective so that Ghanaians and viewers and listeners will be able to appreciate progress and know that, yes, we came in, we met all these numerous challenges, but with the commitment of leadership and the support of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we are solving all these problems one at a time.